Hello and welcome to a Sophisticated Pairs video blog. My name is Erica and today I'm going to be reviewing the Fantasie Susanna Basque. Now when I first saw this in the catalog, I was smitten. I've never owned a Basque before and I knew that I had to give this one a try. In fact, I've been waiting 2.5 months, so I've sort of built up the Basque in my mind, and now it's just a matter of deciding whether or not it lives up to my high expectations. Let's start with sizing. Usually I take a 30H in Fantasie, however this style does not come in a 30H, so I bumped up to the 32GG. I figured that because this is a Basque and it extends all the way down the torso, it's not essential for me to have that tight 30 band that I'm used to. And this was actually a great decision. There are a couple spots in the back where I could definitely go to the third set of hooks, but it's certainly not enough to make me feel like the 32 does not fit me. And I'm still getting a lot of support. It's not moving around the body, so that feels very comfortable. The double G cup, which is actually the sister size to my 30H, fits great. I don't have any overflow at the top or gaping. The underwire is sitting nice around the sides and in the front, so that was a good choice as well. This actually leads me to think that if you are on those smaller bands, like say a 28, you could actually get this Basque in the 30, and you wouldn't even need to alter it. Now the fit of this is also fantastic. It really gives a lot of shaping and hold throughout the torso, but it also has a nice uplifted profile from the bust perspective. If I turn to the side here, you can see that it does give sort of your standard Fantasie silhouette. So at the end of the day, this is still based on one of Fantasie's great balcony style bras, so you're getting a lot of support and shaping, but then you're getting this added benefit of having a little bit of a cincher going on at the bottom. However, unlike a lot of other shapewear, this is very cute, it's sexy, so you get a little bit of both worlds in one piece. Now the materials of this particular style really just take center stage, and I'm just going to start from my shoulders and work my way down. Now here we have an excellent example of how you can do a fully adjustable strap but still keep things interesting. Now I know in the video you can't really tell, but there's a lot of detail going on with this strap. There's some ruching, there's a little bit of embroidery. It's really a quality strap, but it's one that you can adjust to your level of customization needed for a good fit. So that's a nice feature as well. I wish that more companies would take note from this kind of design feature to give a little bit of flavor to your standard fully adjustable strap. Then we get to the bra part here. Now this is made from a very soft lace on the top cup, and you have a little bit of a kind of a lace embroidery here. All of this is very soft, it's not scratchy at all, it feels very comfortable, and it actually contours really well. Usually when you see something like this kind of embroidery at the top, it doesn't always stretch or shape very well, but this actually does have that quality. Now it's not quite as stretchy as my go-to bra like the Jasmine or the Andorra, but it still gives a great fit, and I think it will work for a variety of breast shapes. Then we get to the lower cup, and on the interior it's lined with this very soft gold satiny fabric. And then they put the soft lace on the outside. So what's nice about this is this bottom cup has that extra reinforcement from the fabric to give you that lift and shaping you need. Then we get to the bottom part of the Basque. Now the interior of this is also lined with that same soft fabric that they use on the bottom of the cup. And then they have the lace again on top of it. This gives a lot of hold in the tummy region, and just to help you out a little more, they give you these 2 strips of boning going down the front. So this makes sure that, particularly where most women feel they have a problem area, there's some reinforcement to give you a lot of that shaping. And then you have more of a mesh back, which I'm going to turn around and let you see real quick. Now this mesh actually makes sure that the Basque stays really breathable, because this front part is a little heavier. So that breathable mesh in the back I think keeps the Basque feeling very comfortable. Now what I like about this lower part is that it essentially lets you take your shape and make it a little smoother, maybe fine tune it a little bit. So for me personally, I usually get a little bit of a bump here from the band of my bra. This is all nice and smoothed down. And then it kind of cinches in a little bit more at my natural waist, and then it gives me some breathing room here where my hips flare back out. Now I could probably exaggerate my natural waist a little bit more by using the 3 columns of hook and eye closures to customize the fit in the middle. So what I could do is start with the first hook and eye closure towards the top and just sort of diagonally bring it in along the waist, just to give it a little bit more of a cinch. Right now I'm not doing that, I'm just have it all on the loosest set of hooks. But that gives you a little bit of play in how the Basque will look and what kind of shape you can get. Now, the design of this one is clearly what drew my eye. It's available in two different colors. This is the gold and the black, and I chose this one because I tend to wear a lot of dark colored clothes, so that makes more sense for me. But I love both styles. The black and the gold is a little bit more glamorous, maybe a bit sexy. It has a very grown-up vibe to it, whereas I think the other version, which is a petal pink with white lace, is very girly, very springtime. I think it would be great for bridal. Both styles are equally beautiful. You can't go wrong with either. So from a design perspective, just alone the color palette they chose is beautiful. But then, I mean, I love that this is still a great piece in terms of the support and shape you get for your breasts, but then you get this added bonus here at the bottom. To me, this is kind of like taking your shapewear and kicking it up a notch. This is not just your Spanx. This is a sexy piece that feels great around the body. It's giving you a lot of quality support, but still has a beautiful aesthetic to it. A lot of times with shapewear, everything's a little bit bland, but this piece definitely could work for women who want a little more control in the tummy region, but don't want to look like they're wearing, you know, a girdle or just some elastic around the body, which is a nice element. And as I mentioned, the materials on this are all beautiful, which this is a pretty pricey piece. It retails for $115. So it's not inexpensive by any means, but I think that particularly with the materials and the way they have combined those materials, you can really see where you're getting your money's worth. I mean, this interior that they're lining the basque in is so soft. You can't really tell from the video because it's on the inside of the lace, but it's incredibly soft to the touch. It feels very good against the skin. And I like that, you know, the lace itself doesn't feel cheap either. This feels like very expensive lace. And as I mentioned, even these little flourishes here, like the straps, and they have, you know, a cute little bow here in the center, they really bring the overall look of the piece to a higher elevation. So I think you're definitely getting your money's worth from this particular piece. Now, it's not going to be for everybody. This is definitely not a piece that you may be able to wear every day. It might be something you break out for special occasions, but it's certainly something worth considering. Now, whether or not it lived up to my expectations is a question I kind of brought up at the beginning of the video. Right now, I'm actually still in the process of deciding on this piece because, for starters, this boning here is great for adding a little bit extra control. But when I sit down or am bending over a lot, which I can do in the course of my day, I feel like I'm getting poked a little bit here. It feels like it kind of stabs me a bit on the ribs. Not so much on this side, but for whatever reason, the right side, it kind of gives me a little jab. Now, I'm not sure if I just removed the boning from the bottom and went with the traditional, just kind of shape piece here, if it would work okay. I'm a little concerned that it might flip up and roll on me without the boning, but I know with the boning in, it's not the most comfortable. Now, I work retail. I own a sophisticated pair, as you all know. So from a day-to-day basis, I tend to do a lot of walking, a lot of bending over, and a lot of moving. And I'm not entirely convinced that this particular piece will withstand my day. So right now, I'm still making up my mind about whether or not I'm going to keep this one. However, overall, I really like it. I think that this is a great piece, particularly like if you wanted to do that lighter color for your bridal wear. Or if you wanted something that's going to be a little sexier to bring into the bedroom, maybe a little upper class, a little luxurious. This definitely has that vibe going on. It's very, very cute, but you can't really appreciate all of the gorgeous details that go into this basque until you see it in person. So I recommend, if you're into this kind of design, if you like lingerie that's, you know, sexy and glamorous, please by all means try this style. I just don't necessarily know that it would work for an everyday kind of basis. It might be a couple hours here or there, a special occasion wear only. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to email sophisticatedpair@gmail.com. Don't forget to check out the other videos in our Bra Naked Truth video series, and keep up with our Twitter, Facebook, and blog for all the latest news and event information. Thank you!